What's going on, people? So, in this box, I have the other pair of shoes that I ordered from Adidas whenever I ordered those uncaged. Remember these? If you didn't see it, this video will have probably gone up right here. Uncaged 5.0 things. Gotta get this twine off of here, as McFly calls it. But anyway, so let's go ahead and open up this box and see what we're looking at. I feel like I remember, but maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. What is this? Release reminder? What is it? Is it Saturday? I guess it is Saturday. Apparently something is about to release. You know, on sneakers or something. I get these little reminders and whatnot, but I'm not sure what it is. I'm sure that I don't care though, because if I cared, I'd probably know and I wouldn't be recording reviews. But to anybody who's about to head over to the sneakers app and all that good stuff, hope it works out. So, here we go. Side of the box there for you, right there. That's all that stuff. And then this is an Adidas 4D. I just did one of these reviews on those shoes right there that are not recorded yet or not edited yet, but it'll happen before this one does. I can tell you at least that much. Maybe. Let's go ahead and see what is this? Ultra4D 5.0. Okay, yeah. Now I remember. Wow, that is not bad. I'm like that. Is that glue on? Okay, it's just glue. Not a big deal. I'll show you what I was talking about in just a second, what I saw when I opened this box. So, again, these people got this twine on here. But yeah, on the side there, you can kind of see on one of the stripes, it's very easy to see, obviously. So, they got a little bit of glue on there. Not a huge deal, but I thought it was just going to be like a scrape or something like that, you know, some scuffs. Then it's kind of a different issue. Glue is generally like an easier thing to clean up. Had to do that with those 97s I bought from my dad the other day. If you saw that video, you know what I'm talking about. Or maybe I didn't put that in there. I don't know. Either way, got these here, these Oreo 40, was it 40 5.0s? So cool. All right. Good thing I still have those out because I'll need to do some comparisons in a minute. But for now, it is review time on this right here, the Adidas 4D or Ultra 4D 5.0 in the Oreo colorway. Yeah, we'll go with that because I'm pretty sure I saw Oreo somewhere and it does look like Oreos, right? Which, personal opinion, terrible cookie. Moving on. Let's start with the bottom. Down there, let's see what we have going on here, and what do you know, it looks exactly the same as the 4D review that I did yesterday. So I'm not sure what exactly that material is. It's probably just it might be more of that printed stuff, but if I find out between now and then, I'll put something on the screen to correct myself. For now, I'm just going to move on up here to the midsole right there. So there you have the blacked out 4D, which already gives these a plus in my opinion, because if you saw that rant that I did before, or if you've seen enough of these before, you know that they're generally in that lime color, which has gotten a bit old in my opinion. So this is looking better. Just black, nothing else to say about it. And now we're going to move on to the upper. So here we have the upper, right? And I'm going to get you some pictures in there because there's a lot of stuff going on with these. Now, the same thing I said applies here as it did with the 5.0 DNA Uncaged, whatever that was. So you got a bunch of different designs going on that basically are from the past Ultra Boost models. So you look around, you've got some elements of the 2s, some elements of the 1s, got some 3.0 things and 4.0 things, right? And I'm just going to be slipping pictures in here and all that good stuff to show you guys what I'm talking about. Around the middle area, you've got some more straighter lines and whatnot. And then if you scroll on to the back, you've got the blocked off style like they kind of had mostly on, I want to say, the 4.0s. And that just goes all around the back and everything. And then the toe box, like I said before, kind of has a little bit wider stitching as far as like the holes on the top and on all that. So it should be super breathable. But overall, it's a pretty cool look. But let's get more into some details here. Outside of this stitching and whatnot, on the side here, the one difference between these and the last ones I did, you do have an actual cage on here. It's just your standard plastic feeling cage that they had on like the past Ultra Boost up until the 19s, I want to say, because I think that's when they started doing that somewhat transparent mesh thing. But this is more like what you'd expect from the 1s through 4s, I'll say that. Minus the uncaged, of course. So you got that going on. And then past that, not a whole lot else to really talk about, honestly. Got the heel cups on the back and all that same stuff as before. And up here on the front of the shoe, we'll cover these laces. These are just some very plain white laces. Nothing too fancy about it, but hey, sometimes simple is good enough. And then above that, much like I said before, you've got this thick stitching, this thick padding and whatnot going on with like what would be the tongue of the shoe. So that's just kind of a nice touch, probably going to give you a little bit of extra comfort in there, at least on the front of your foot. And then you've got the Adidas logo up there at the top. And now we're going to skip on back to the middle of the shoe here. Well, maybe not the middle, but the inner areas and stuff. So the sock liner, right? The sock liner here has that same style as the Uncaged did, where it has the extra padding on the inside, very super soft and smooth on the inside as well. Almost feels like neoprene, I would say. So that's going to be likely a very nice feel when you wear them. And then it's pretty much just a blacked out shoe other than that. Except for on the inside, you do have that Ultra4D on the insole, the black insole. So there you go. There is the shoe. We've covered everything there is to say about this, I want to say, because it's pretty much just a black and white shoe with mixtures of past Ultra Boost models as far as the stitching patterns go. So there you go. In a way, it reminds me of some of those 350s where they alternate all the stitching all around the shoe. So I think it's a nice approach though. So I'm curious to see what they do with other colors and whatnot, if they choose to do anything at all. Looks like they've got a little wiggle room in there to play with and make some things that are pretty creative. We'll see what happens though. But for now, what needs to happen is I need to put these things on and see how they feel. So it's gonna be the moment of truth, people. And I'm gonna be right back in a minute to tell you all about it. Okay, and now that I'm back and got these things tried on, I'm going to give you a quick little run through of my thoughts on them. So first off, we'll start with the sizing, why not? So I bought these in a 9.5, which is pretty much my go-to size for all things Adidas. And they worked out just like I thought they would. So that's also my Nike size, so I'm going to say that these are a true to size fit. If you would like to get a second opinion, which I totally encourage, either head out to a store and you might be able to try a pair there, or head on over to the internet if you have it and watch some other reviews just to see what other people think. Again, the only person that comes to mind right off the top would be McFly KOF. He also has a lot of Ultra Boosts as well, so you could check him out. But I'm going to say, from my personal experience, personal preferences, these are a true to size fit. Now, comfort wise, right? Walking around in these are pretty much on par as far as the outsole, midsole goes. These are on par with the 4Ds, the Run 4Ds that I had on the other day. So I will say that it's very much better than the ZX4000, right? It's not going to be boost level comfort because it's not a boost midsole, so you can't really compare the two. Just know that this is obviously stiffer. Supposedly it gets better over time as you wear them and break them in though. But I can't say anything about that because these just came out of a box. I mean, you saw it happen. So anyways, as far as the upper goes, right? This is feeling pretty good, right? I've got no complaints here. It feels a bit better than the 4D runs because those, well, that upper was completely different. It's got that whole overlaid plasticky sort of thing going on. It's a little restrictive in some ways. I will say it also feels a little bit better than those ZX4000s, right? Maybe it's just because they're lighter. I'm not quite sure, but you're going to get a very similar experience to past, well, earlier Ultra Boosts, like the 1s through the 4s. So if that's something that you liked and you're expecting that, you're probably going to get something you like out of this. I think that's easy enough to say, maybe. But we'll see. Past that, though, there's not a whole lot else to say. So I'm just going to skip on past the rest of this and jump right into the comparisons. Because let's face it, these things are comparable to some things that I mentioned. And I want to show you what I was talking about. So here we go, right? First up, we got the ZX4000 4D. Like I was saying, these overall just not quite as comfortable. Personal opinion, of course. I'm not sure what it is. They do have a different styling as far as the midsole goes. This is a little thicker in some areas. You see that on the middle, see it on the back. The upper, there's a lot more stuff going on, so that kind of gives them a little bit of that added weight. and not as much mobility. These feel very much like a sock, right? That's the whole thing that Ultra Boost started doing however long ago, and it's still what holds true with these today. So there's that. I guess you'd say it's in their DNA, right? But anyways, moving past that, onto these, the Run 4Ds, right? So you can kind of see and hear this, being that this is just straight up knitted and this is some other stuff going on as well. That's partly where the comfort comes in for these, right? These just win because this, you kind of feel that extra stiffness in there. Maybe if you wear them for a good bit, that goes away, but I'm talking right out of the box, these are better. Over time, I'm feeling like these will still be better just because the material's in these. But again, if you want a running shoe though, you might want to go this route. Otherwise, midsole wise, they feel very much the same. I'd give a nod to this one though, because it's, not that standard lime green that I got tired of a few years ago. So there's that. But I think we've covered everything. So now we are good. I'm going to go ahead, knock out these on feet clips and whatnot after I get this here twine clipped off. And then get all these things together so you guys can actually watch them, other than me just having them on my computer or whatever. So for now, from me to you, have a nice rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I'm going to go do the stuff that I said I was going to do, and I'll catch up with you guys later. All right, so later, people.